3 reasons why keeping on to Rob Holding is a good thing. This is Kringle Talks Football. Welcome back to another video of mine. Now, before I go any further, as usual, guys, if you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe, press the notification button so every time I upload a video, you'll be notified. Follow me on Twitter at MissCJWright as well. Guys, let's get into it. Now, you know what, before I go any further, if you checked out my last video where I talked about Gareth Bale is finished, you'd have seen and heard me mention why I filmed it where I filmed it. Why am I not in my house? Why am I in my car? Why do I look like I'm in a forest? That's because I am in Bayhurstwood. Now, just after finishing filming, I thought, you know what, that's cool, I've got a nice video done, I'm going to drive home and get the video uploaded, edited, etc. I went to start my car and the car wouldn't start. My battery was dead. Literally, in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by nobody, my battery was dead. Thankfully, after about 15 minutes of me constantly just, I don't know what I was doing, thankfully a nice family helped me out and jump started my car and I managed to buy a new battery. But this is what I do for you people, you know. I break down in God knows where, and yeah, all for the entertainment of this video. So I've got my coffee, we're going to get into it right now. Now, you'd have seen reports come a bit through this week of Arsenal close to agreeing a deal with Rob Holding to sign a new long-term deal to keep him at the club. So he signed for the club in 2016, he's been here now 4 years, and he looks like he's signing probably another 4-year contract, so he'll take him to 8 years. Now, those of you who are following on to the transfer rumours that Arsenal are interested in a right side centre-back would know that obviously that would make Gabriel the number 1 choice on the left, and then a new, more accomplished partner on the right hand side. Now, for all intents and purposes, this season I think Rob Holding has done just fine. I think the start of the season I was a little bit concerned about him being the right side of centre back. I was there for Luis to be the centre back, but over the last few weeks, especially now that Pablo Maria is coming alongside him, Rob Holding has taken his game onto another level. He's been ever the professional, and you know, I just want to give him a little bit of praise because I think he's deserved it. We all knew what he was like when he first joined, and you know, Arsene Wenger's famous quote of, well, I'm sorry he didn't cost £50 million, you know, referencing John Stones when he went to Manchester City for £50 million. Signing from Bolton for £2 million, it has just been a fantastic signing, you know, let's be honest. So here are the 3 reasons why I think we should keep hold of him. Number 1, he is homegrown. And we all know the problems we went through last season with backup goalkeeper number 2 in Runarsson, who had to sign for 1.2 million euros or whatever it was, and that took up a valuable homegrown spot in our squad, which meant we couldn't register somebody else like Papa Socrates or Mr. Ozil. So having a homegrown player in the squad only helps your chances and only has get benefit to you having to register somebody else. Point number 2. He has forever been a solid professional. You never see any bad stuff come out from Rob Holding. You never see any, question marks or, listen, I need to be playing. If I don't play, I'm going. You see that from a lot of other players in a lot of other clubs. But you haven't seen that once from Rob Holding. And, it's not a video about Callum Chambers, but similarly with Callum Chambers. He's back in full training. He's been back for a while and he hasn't moaned at all. So, very, very professional footballer. And yeah, you got to praise it now and then. So that's reason number 2. Reason number 3 is what I mentioned at the start. His improvement this season has been fantastic. It was like watching the Rob Holding from the 2017 FA Cup final against Chelsea, where he bullied Diego Costa off the pitch and didn't give him a sniff. This is the Rob Holding we loved when he came into the squad again alongside Mertesacker and Monreal, and was fantastic. And he's been that ever since this season. So those are 3 reasons for me why he should stay in the squad and why he should sign a new contract and why I'm not that fussed. Look, if we go into next season, we're losing Socrates, we're losing David Luiz, we're losing Shkodran Mustafi. So we're going to have Gabriel, Mari, Holding, Saliba and Chambers, who I think Chambers will go as well. I think Chambers will either go out on loan or will go permanently. There's a rumour from Get French Football yesterday night that William Saliba is open to a permanent sale. God knows what's happened with that one. Who knows what's happened with that one? Nobody does. So next season we're going to go in with relatively 3 or 4 centre-backs, and the fact that we sometimes chop and change between a back 3, a back 4, it would be ideal if we have 5 centre-backs. Ideal. So, you know, Gabriel, Mari, Holding, Saliba if he stays, and one other. That's not a bad shout for me in terms of the centre-backs we have at Arsenal Football Club. So, like I said, I'm very happy that we're going to keep him on. I'm happy that he signed a new contract. For me, now it's just about improving. You know, his level of game needs to go up now. And maybe it might, if he does sign a new contract and he keeps improving, we might think about not signing a right-sided centre-back, at least until the summer. Because, again, listen, Louise will be here from January, so, you know, we could probably put all our eggs into the attacking midfielder basket and then decide to go all out for a centre-back in the summer. Or, you know, we keep Chambers, we keep Saliba. So we've got more competition for that right side of centre-back. But that's what I wanted to really touch on in terms of Rob Holding. Like I said, I'm really happy he's staying. I'm going to do a little bit of a preview now to the West Brom game, which kicks off tonight at 8 p.m. The time is now coming up to midday. West Brom have won 1 game this season in the Premiership. That was against Sheffield United early in the season on the 28th of November, I think it was. 1-0 win at home. They have been absolutely rubbish all season long. Even though they've lost 5-1 to Crystal Palace, they've lost 5-0 to Leeds, they've lost 3-0 to Aston Villa. You know, they drew 3-3 against Chelsea. They were 3-0 up, and Chelsea came back to 3-3. They got rid of Slaven Bilic. They brought in Sam Allardyce, and they're in a very, very tetchy time. I mean, West Brom have been known for years as the yo-yo club, and that status is ringing true this season. What I would like to see from us today is a triumphant win, is us to go out and absolutely batter them. So this is my predicted lineup for the squad today against West Brom. In goal, Bernd Leno. I think he needs to stay in the squad. He's been fantastic. Obviously, there's no point in changing that. Back 4 of Hector Bellerin, Rob Holding, who I've just spoken about, Pablo Mari, and Kieran Tierney. Thomas Partey's not back. He's back in full training, but he's not back in the squad. So a midfield 2 again of Xhaka and Oneni, and then a 3 in front of them of Bukayo Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, and Gabriel Martinelli. And up top, I want us to go with Lacazette. Now, Lacazette has been, for me again, just been brilliant these last few weeks. Spoiler alert, I bought him in for my fantasy Premier League team, so he best do me a job. But he's been, you know, excellent since, well, I'd say since that Europa League game at home against Rapid Vienna, I think it was, where he played as that attacking midfielder, or the number 10. He has been brilliant. You know, he scored 3 in his last 4 games. He's put in players like Aubameyang, Willian, Nicola Pepe to shame with his performances. You know, like he's not going to be the man to be here forever. I think personally he'll be gone in the summer. I'd like to see him gone in the summer. But you can't fault the man for his work ethic and his work rate every time he puts on an Arsenal shirt on that field. So that's the team I want to go see play against West Brom today. It's basically the exact same team that played against Chelsea. And, you know, albeit Aubameyang came in for Lacazette, the team that played against Brighton. I don't want to see Aubameyang play at the moment. Because at the moment, like I said in the last videos, I don't know what's wrong with him. Nobody knows what's wrong with him. Nobody knows why he's playing the way he is or what's happening with him. I'm going to predict a tight one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal win. Spoiler alert, I've also got Leno in my goal for my fantasy Premier League, so he better not concede, although I've just said 2-1. So 2-1 win, I think Arsenal will leave the Hawthorns with. We go into the game against Crystal Palace in the league. I think we've got Newcastle coming up next in the FA Cup at home. Then we've got Crystal Palace in the Premier League and then Newcastle. So I'm hoping, listen, we've got 6 out of our last 6 points. 6 points out of 6 for the time being. Let's make it 15 out of 15 with the next 3 games. Today with West Brom, then Palace, then Newcastle. You know, guys, listen, as I said at the start of the video, if you're new to the channel, follow me on Twitter at Miss CJ Wright. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Chris Kringle Talks Football. Hit the notification button every time I upload a video, you'll be notified. And guys, as once again, If you like listening to audio stuff, if you like listening to podcasts, please check out my podcast. It's available on all platforms: Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. It's called Kringle Talks Football. I try to upload after every game. Sometimes it's difficult with the amount of people I get on, but listen, guys, links in the description below. And until next time, guys, I'm Kringle Talks Football. Have a good one.